alette di pollo al formaggio al forno. Crispy chicken wings. Who doesn't like that? I know all my grandkids love it. And of course, one thinks of those fried crispy chicken wings. Well, you know, I'm a little aware of the nutritional element, so I bake the chicken wings to a nice crisp. And I want to share that with you. In order to do that, I need some grated cheese. And this is another tip I want to share with you. So you buy a nice chunk of cheese. It's always good if you can grate your own cheese as close as possible to whatever you're doing. Plus, you cut off the rind, easy, and you save this rind. This rind is great for soups. A little plastic bag, put it in, and you just keep on storing them and freeze them. They're great. When you make that soup, you just put it on. So I have the processor here. Let's make small pieces. Okay, I should have enough here. Let's see. And you can grate any cheese this way. That is dry cheese. So let's see where we are. Yeah, this is nice and fine. I need about half a cup for my chicken wings right here. Yeah, okay, that's a little more than half a cup, but I like that. And I'm gonna save the rest. So here you have your freshly grated cheese. And you can grate as much as you want when you need it. You know, it's always good to certainly seal it. And then grated grana, so you know what you have in there. Grated cheese also, let's say you go on vacation or something, you have some left, you can freeze it, it's okay. But it keeps like this even for a month and more, no problem. Put the date on so you know when you did it, and in the refrigerator it goes. So let's finish this cheesy crumb coating for the wings. We're gonna put a little bit of salt because the cheese is salty, breadcrumbs, garlic powder, to give it a little bit of herb taste, oregano. So here is the oregano, dry oregano, and you buy it like this in a little bouquet. It is the best. You store it, you keep it in a bag, and you pull it out, not in the refrigerator, outside. And all you have to do is just kind of massage it a little bit. I think I have enough here. So let me just put this right in here. The aroma is beautiful. I have here. Mix it well, and okay. Now let's address the chicken wing. And I've done some because I didn't want to keep you here all this time. I just want to give you the good parts of it. Here are the chicken wings. Usually buy them just like that. Cut off the tip. If you have problems with the tip, just give a bang to the knife. You look for those joints where there's the cartilage and the knife will go right through. There we go. Save these as well. You can see there's a soup in the making here. So here I have all the tips. I have my rind right here, put some carrots, celery, onions, and I got myself a soup. So save. You can freeze these and you can collect more and more until you have enough to really make a big soup. Let me cut this in portion size. Okay, just a little bit of salt. And here I have some melted butter. Just like that, let's collect it all. Toss it all so that all of the chicken gets coated with the butter. And this is where the breadcrumbs will adhere to. Could you coat them with olive oil and do that? Yes, you could, but butter really does a great job in coating it, and everything sticks to it. Let me make sure. Okay. So now parchment paper right on your baking sheet, pan, whatever you have, will save you all the cleaning thereafter, and it's great for baking. So let's toss it right in here. And yeah, I could use the tongues again, but there's nothing like the hands. Okay, I'm pressing a little bit because I want the topping to really adhere to it. And let's get going here. Give them enough space. See, it's easy as this. You can make 2 trays. If you have any of the breading left, it had the chicken in it, but so you can use it for the next chicken, but don't wait too long. You can put it in a plastic container, put it in the refrigerator, and use it within a week. And it's all done. A preheated 425-degree oven, 35 to 40 minutes. They'll be nice and crisp. You don't need to turn and you don't need to do anything. Just let them crisp in there. And if you're looking at it and if not the color that you like, leave them in a few minutes. I got some time and I love hearing from you guys, so let's see what's in my inbox. Lee, I'd like to use more herbs, but how do I pair them with different meats and vegetables? I'm not much of a gardener, so I normally use dried. Which are okay to use dried versus fresh? Well, Lee, if you're talking about herbs like basil, like sage, like rosemary, like bay leaves, if you can get them fresh, nothing beats that. You really get the freshness. Sometimes you can buy them, and if you have too many, you can freeze the fresh ones, and they're better than the dry ones as far as I'm concerned. To freeze it, you submerge whatever you have left, whether it's basil leaves or branches of rosemary, in a little container with water, so that they freeze like in an ice cube, and they stay fresh until you defrost them and throw them in your sauce. Now, as far as dried herbs have their play in the kitchen as well. For example, oregano, I love it dry, much better than the fresh. It brings much more flavor to the dish itself. So, stay fresh if you can. Thank you, Lee. Another one, Roman. Hi, Roman. I'm 9 years old. Oh, how wonderful. I love to hear from you, Roman. And I want to be a professional soccer player. Okay, that's good. That's Italian. I know I need to eat super healthy. What do you think my mom should cook for me? Roman, eating healthy means eating a balanced meal. Lots of vegetables, lots of fruit, some proteins, and of course, carbohydrates. Beans, legumes, lentils, they're all good for you. So tell your mom to make you a diversified Italian meal. Now, when you're going onto that field and you want that energy, carbohydrates will do. So a nice plate of pasta, maybe an hour before you go on that field, or an hour and a half. All that surge of spaghetti energy on the field. Have a good time. Thank you for writing. Look at this great chicken wings, beautiful color, ready to go. Let's serve them up. And you see all these little things that are kind of attached to it. That's delicious crunchy cheese. You just leave it. So are you tempted to kind of really line them up like soldiers? No, just pile them up. I think the occasion calls for kind of a relaxed setting. Beautiful and good. And you can, everybody loves it. Yeah, my grandkids love them. But who wouldn't love something like that? Crispy, nice, simple, baked, but the feeling of crunchiness of being fried. And of course, I am going to leave this one for me. Let's bring this one to the table. I have a little bit of fresh oregano here. Yeah, that looks good. Of course, you need some dipping sauce, some nice hot dipping sauce here, and I like it spicy. And this is a simple marinara. I put extra spices in there, and have a little extra because this is gonna go. Maybe you can put 2 of these at the table. Okay, and of course, what goes with this? I'm gonna crack open a beer. And I like my beer now and then, absolutely. And you know what? I don't like too much foam on my beer. That looks perfect. Okay. So now, let me taste. Look how nice and crunchy. This little edges, all good. I'm gonna dunk it right into the sauce, and good, crunchy, cheesy. I'm 100% sure you're gonna make them, you're gonna enjoy it, and your family's gonna have a great time. So I'm gonna cheer to the anticipation of you making this dish. But as well, I'm gonna invite you to my house because I'm going to start eating these. So, tutti a tavola, a mangiare, e bere, as Nonna would say.